Hey everybody, it's Emery again with Ultra Sabers, and I'm here today to introduce you guys to the newest and absolutely the most exciting addition to the Ultra Sabers family ever, and that is the new and revolutionary Diamond Controller. So in essence, what the Diamond Controller is a combination of the V4 soundboard and the Emerald driver. However, we've taken the features of both of those, combined them, and added so much more and crammed them into the Diamond Controller. And I'm going to go over what those features are in this video here. And then once we go over an overview of those, I'm going to give you guys some more videos and go over all the features more in depth. But before that, let's go ahead and take a look at the Diamond Controller. As you can see, it's slightly longer than a V4 soundboard and also slightly thinner, because we've switched to the micro USB as opposed to the mini USB, which is used on the Emerald driver and the V4 soundboard. And we still have the electronics covered in our resin to protect them. And here at the front, we have the wiring harness pins, which is what the electronics are going to connect to. And we do have a wiring diagram available on the Ultra Sabers website for DIY users. So that's available there for download for you guys. Now, let's get into these features. So first, of course, we had to put a beefier processor on the Diamond Controller so that it can process both light and sound in one device. But more tangibly, what we've made a lot larger is the memory. So the Diamond Controller has 256 megabytes of internal memory, as compared to 16 megabytes on the V4 soundboard for all 8 fonts. So on Diamond Controller, you have 10 slots for fonts and 256 megabytes of memory. So each slot is larger than the entire V4 soundboard. So you guys will have plenty of room to upload fonts of your liking and of your own creation. You have no worries about memory. So in addition to those upgrades, we've also kept all the effects that you guys know and love, being the swing, whoosh whoosh sounds of a lightsaber, the power up, the invigorating power up sound of turning on your lightsaber, power down, the clash effects that upon impact, and lockup sounds, and all of that. So idle hum, that's all still there and on the Diamond Controller. And we've added 3 new pre-programmed effects, which are spin, stab, and force. So I will give you guys separate videos that show you how to trigger those 3 new effects. And I just wanted to make sure that I mentioned that there are 3 new effects. In addition to all the old effects that you know and love for a lightsaber, we've added spin, stab, and force. So, as far as how you use the Diamond Controller, we have now synchronized both sound and light. So, you won't be adding sound effects to your Diamond Controller, you'll be adding effects. And what an effect is a light and a sound. So, for example, your power up, if you wanted, when you turn on your saber, if you wanted to gradually power up as red, you can have your idle hum be blue. You can have your power down do a completely different effect. So each effect is going to be programmed as a sound and a light. And that opens so many doors. No longer should you look at this device as just blade color, pulse color, and flash on flash color. You won't be just programming that. Because, for example, with the idle hum, which is the color that your saber is when you're holding it in your hand, you don't have to limit it to just 2 colors being just blade, the primary color and the pulse color. You can have this flicker or shimmer or pulse, whatever terminology you want to use, between red, then blue, then green, then yellow, then violet. And you can set the interval on that to whatever you want. That can happen within 1 second, or that can happen within a tenth of a second. And you can have that continuously loop, and you can change it up. I mean, your lockup can do something totally different. When you swing the saber, you can have each swing sound trigger a different color or a shimmer. So the flash on clash as well, you can have each clash sound trigger a different color. So there are no limits with this. Basically, I would very much caution against looking at the diamond controller as just blade color, pulse color, and flash on flash color, because it does so much more. Now that the sound and the light is synchronized, you have a ton of opportunity to create a lightsaber experience all your own. However, for the users that just are thinking, I just want my lightsaber to be able to switch between, different sound effects or different lighting effects, and you don't really want to get into all the programming and whatnot, we do have pre-packaged effect and fonts on the forums, and we'll have a link directly to that on the Ultra Saber's website. Just go to the Diamond controller page and you'll see a link that takes you right to where you can download these pre-packaged fonts and effects. So don't be intimidated by all the capabilities of the Diamond controller. If you're just looking to switch between sound fonts or whatnot, you can still get your Diamond controller, and we'll have a way to make the user experience a lot easier for you guys by downloading these prepackaged effects. Or you can just use a saber as we send it, and you'll still have 10 different sound effects, 10 different lighting packages without programming a thing. So don't be intimidated by all the features on a Diamond controller. The experience can be whatever you want it to be. So, and that brings me to my next point, what I believe is the bread and butter of the Diamond controller, and that's gestures. And that's just me. Gestures to me are the best addition to the Diamond controller. And what a gesture is it's a set of movements that you program that will trigger a light and sound effect. So, for example, if you have a martial arts teacher or whatnot, and they take your Diamond saber, they can program a set of movements in, and then you can take that home and you can practice that. And once you get it correct, it will trigger a light and sound effect. So you can program your own gestures, or if it's just a fancy move that you like to perform, a certain spin or a certain kata, you can go ahead and program that, and it'll trigger a light and sound effect that you also can create and set yourself. So again, a gesture can be a whole long set of movements, a whole kata, or it can be just one movement, just a way you stab, or a downward swing or an upward swing. So a gesture can be anything, one single movement or a whole set of movements that you program, and then that will trigger a light and sound effect. To me, gestures are a blast. I thoroughly enjoy the experience of both programming my gesture, getting it just the way I want it, and then perfecting doing the gesture. So it's a very rewarding experience, both creating and getting a gesture to do exactly what you want it to do. So for me, it adds a whole nother level to the lightsaber experience, something very unique. And again, these can be long katas or just one short move. It's totally up to you. The 5 pre-programmed gestures, which again, we'll give you a video on how to actually trigger those. We give you different experiences. Some are long, some are short, and same thing with the effects. We made some of the effects that they trigger longer and shorter, just to give you guys an idea of what you can do. So of course, again, you can program your own gestures. You can program your own effects to accompany these gestures. And for me, this is one of the best additions to the Diamond controller. I really enjoy being able to create something of my own, and being able to create these gestures just adds a whole another level to that experience. But again, like I said before, don't be intimidated by that either. If you want just a pre-programmed gestures, we do have 5 that come, and we will give you videos on exactly how to trigger those. So you're not into creating your own gestures or creating your own effects, they will be 5 pre-programmed onto the board, and we'll show you exactly how to perform those, and you can have your own experience with just perfecting those. So moving on down the line of features, we've also added 4 accent channels to the Diamond controller. So that is 4 additional channels to accompany the red, green, and blue channels for the main LED. So those are, red, green, blue, and white or amber. So there's 4 channels for the primary LED, and also 4 accent channels. So with the 4 accent channels, what that means is, for example, if you order your Diamond saber with an illuminated AV switch, you no longer have to either lose a channel or have the AV switch be always on, or have the AV switch be in series with a blade color or any of that. That's all out the window. With the diamond controller, you can have a dedicated accent channel go directly to your AV switch. And then in addition to that, you can have your AV switch, let's say you wanted to flicker during clash or go off during clash, or you wanted to come on gradually when you turn the saber on. You'll still have full control over the accent channel when using the diamond controller. So that's another very excellent feature, is those accent channels. And again, for DIY users, you can use the 4 accent channels for crystal chambers or LEDs in the pommel or whatever you guys like to do out there. I've seen all types of very neat things done in the past, and the diamond saber, the diamond controller, makes all of that so much easier with these 4 accent channels. But if you're just ordering an Ultra Saber from us, what the accent channels mean is that the illuminated AV switch will be connected to accent channel 1. You'll have full control over that, and you no longer have to lose a channel in order to have your AV switch illuminated. So in addition to the 4 accent channels, we've also added a battery monitor, which can be connected to any accent channel. And what that is that that accent channel, once the voltage on the batteries begins to drop to a certain threshold, will begin to flicker. And then once it drops to a critical level, which you can also set in a diamond saber, it'll begin to flicker much faster. So you can use your accent channel as a battery monitor. So you can do that with your AV switch as well. We won't turn that on by default. You guys can turn that on in the software. If you have an illuminated AV switch, turn it on channel 1, and you can have your AV switch act as a battery monitor. So that's another neat feature with the accent channels and with the diamond controller, is the battery monitor. And as I mentioned, the diamond controller software, that's going to be much more versatile and give you much more control. So once you guys open, I'll do a separate video showing you guys that, but just keep in mind that there's going to be a lot to show. There's a ton of control that you have being able to create these effects, which are both the light and the sound. And if you check out the effects video, the effects tutorial, it'll show you exactly how to do that. So the diamond software is very, very versatile. And again, I just want to mention again, if you're not into all the programming, the diamond software has save and load for everything. So you can just load in the prepackaged fonts and the prepackaged effects that we have on the forums, and you don't have to worry about that. Or if you just want to use those as a baseline when you're creating your own. So again, you have the ability to save and load everything from gestures to effects to fonts to entire font packages. You can save and load everything, and we'll have all of that pre-packaged. So that the diamond software is very, very versatile in that it's user friendly for both novice users and those, again, the mad scientists out there like myself who want full control over everything. The diamond software gives you that control. So very versatile in that regard. Now let's also talk about the onboard menu. So when your saber is not connected to the computer, just like the V4 soundboard, you can switch between all 10 fonts, which are your light and sound packages, with the onboard menu. And I'll show you guys how to access that. It's just a flick of the wrist, and you can switch between all of your sound fonts, all 10 of them, without connecting it to a computer. And this is also going to be how you program your gestures. That's going to be done through the onboard menu as well on the diamond controller. All right, guys, that's a brief overview of all of the features on the diamond controller. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what it adds and what it can do. It is truly revolutionary. This is a game changer. This is truly a game changer. This board, it has so many capabilities, and it changes the entire lightsaber experience. I mean, the gestures, the synchronization of the light and sound, having 10 fonts you can switch between with the flick of the wrist, and that's changing both light and sound. So again, once you switch the fonts, you're changing both the light and the sound. So it completely changes the entire lightsaber experience. So I hope you guys are as excited about this as I am, because I'm telling you, I am very, very excited. I got a bunch more videos to make for you guys to show you all the capabilities of the diamond controller. But I'll go ahead and say this. Honestly, if you're like me, like I said, I'm really just a hands-on learner. I would skip the tutorials. You guys can really just dive right into the Diamond controller. We have everything saved on the forum. So if you do change anything, it's all there for you to change it right back. So you have no worries. So if you're like me, go ahead and skip the tutorials. Just dive right into this Diamond controller and have some fun. But for those of you that want the tutorials, I'm definitely going to make those and show you guys how to change your effects and how to upload your fonts and how to use the onboard menu and all of that. So that's everything with the Diamond controller. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for your patience, and thank all of the Ultra Sabers fans out there who made this possible, who have been there with us from day one and brought us to this point. This right here changes the entire game, and I am so excited we can bring it to you guys. So again, thank you guys. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.